Well, this is exciting.
Yes, isn't it?
It is. It's nice
So
to see
exciting.
people. I just saw someone in person. I hadn't seen in person in 2 years, but I follow very closely. I'm super interested in what she's doing, and it's good to see her here today because she's got a great operation.
Yeah.
At Kay's Pot Shop in the East End of Toronto.
Amazing.
Great. It's just such a great story.
But everybody's going to be here today.
I know. I can't say that.
Wait,
but I
wait
saw
for
her.
another hour. Wait for another hour.
I wasn't able. I didn't see anybody else, so I was okay saying it was my favorite shop. I want to talk about the state of cannabis retail in Ontario. In many respects, I mean, it's burgeoned since the last time I saw those people in person. There's
That's
like
right.
thousands more. So in one respect, like people are getting approved, they're opening up, which was the issue 2 years ago that wasn't happening.
Right.
So in some respects, that's good.
Yeah.
But there are challenges too.
Always.
Yes.
In every industry.
What are some of those challenges right now?
Well, we must realize that, cannabis is new. We're in the infancy of cannabis. So we're trying to catch up to alcohol. It's been around for 120 years. So we're moving very fast. I think cannabis, the retail cannabis industry is moving at warp speed. And everybody's trying to help. We've got fantastic partners in our regulators. The RCCO is doing everything they can. They've sped up the entire process of getting licensed. The OCS is trying to work through all of their logistical issues to get us the products that we need on time. And the retailers are all hustling and working very hard to bring great stores to the market and educate the customers. And of course, the LPs are doing a fantastic job of bringing us new and exciting products. And then you've got companies such as Dutchie that continuously innovate and create fantastic ways for us to sell our products.
Well, great. That's good point. No, that's all those things are true. And the sort of aggregate number of dollars being spent on cannabis is going up and up and up.
Absolutely.
Alongside, or maybe because of, the number of retail stores in the country, but more specifically in Ontario. And what are you hearing from your members as they sort of enter this phase of like coming out of COVID, like thousands of new SKUs, but also hundreds of new competitors?
Yeah.
Like it's a new market than it was a year ago or 2 years ago.
It certainly is. And if you look at, we always, how can I put it? We always compare ourselves to alcohol. The numbers that we hope to sell are the same numbers that they do at the LCBO in Ontario. Mm-hmm. So right now, the LCBO is doing about $4 million a year. I think the legal cannabis industry just is getting close to $2 billion. Mm-hmm. So we've got a ways to go until we get there. In terms of the number of stores, we've got about 1,400, almost bordering on 1,500 stores now. If you look at the LCBOs, we have 800 stores, 880 stores. With I think there may be a few more with the ancillary stores that they have on the side. So if we're going to look at the proper number of stores, I think somewhere around 1,000 is a good number. So we're at 15 already, so we may be a little bit more. But the market's going to dictate what happens with that, and I think there's certainly enough room for 1,500 stores in Ontario. So I think it's a great thing that so many people are excited and opening up stores.
And so people are excited to be here today as well. And along with the new industry that is cannabis, along with sort of thousands of new stores, which is Ontario and other places, like what else, there are new organizations, right? They need a voice to government, they need a voice to regulators, they need a voice to the Ontario Cannabis Store in this case. Like that is sort of what we're doing here, right? Like we need to sort of wrap your arms around it, provide that voice, provide direction, and really wrap your arms around it. And I think that is absolutely essential in new industries, maybe especially because they don't have the voices that are in the alcohol industry.
Yeah. So the alcohol industry. I've been doing a lot of advocacy on behalf of alcohol. I started my background's law, and we have a law firm that specializes and focuses mostly on food and beverage until cannabis came along, and then we pivoted and we do now food and beverage and cannabis. Same regulators.
It all goes together.
It's all together, yeah. And it's the same players. At the end of the day, the people from alcohol all came over to cannabis at various levels, government, LPs, even retail stores. So one of the things that we've always tried to get together in the food and beverage side is a group to represent the stores, and that was very difficult to do. There's been a lot of attempts to do it, and there is a few people who are doing it okay, but for an organization and an association a business that's been around for over 100 years, you'd expect a little bit more.
Right.
Cannabis, we're brand new.
Right.
Like I said, we're in our infancy. So to have an organization such as the Retail Cannabis Council of Ontario start so early in the process and to have such strong support. Like we sold this event out in 3 days, right? We're getting calls, people are flying in from all over Canada, even the world.
There are shows across the street that don't sell out as quickly as this.
So everybody's trying to get in. Unfortunately, we just don't have any more room. But the point is that we were able to do this so fast, and there is an interest RICO's mandate is to represent the interests of independent retailers across Ontario. And that's huge and that's important. And we do that 3 ways: advocacy, lobbying, and education. So our goal is to bring everybody together because as a whole, as a group, we're stronger than the sum of our parts. And I think that's very clear. And the reception that we've received is extremely warm and very helpful. The AGCO has been helpful to us. They've given us a liaison officer so that now when retailers have questions, we can go directly to them and get the answers the same day. The OCS has recently given us one of their officers, one of their senior policy advisors. So now we have direct line of communication with the OCS as well. So that's fantastic. I think our next goal is to get contact at the Ministry of Finance, because I think that would be great for us to have a government contact, and through that we can create greater strength. We're also putting together, and this is very exciting. You don't know about this.
About to.
We've gotten together with BC, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan, and we're creating the Retail Cannabis Council of Canada to represent an umbrella organization, all the provincial bodies, and then therefore have a national lobbying and advocacy presence as well.
So smart. So smart. Well, it's great to be here. It's great to see you in person, but great to see the rest of the crew in person as well. And kudos on the work, the organization you set up, and the work you're doing, because it's super important as this industry comes back to life after sort of COVID, but also as the industry just burgeons and it's just getting really exciting.
Yeah, it's great to finally meet you.
Great to meet you too.
And to get on your program.
You got it.
Have a great day.
Be well.
Bye-bye.